Good morning. We're going live once again, live on a Saturday morning. Welcome to 2026. This is Rev Bruce, Coffee and Chat, and jumping out on faith with a little bit of a encouragement, especially for people in ministry. Doing this today, so just get with it, and let's roll with it. This is encouragement to endure, fulfilling your life's calling by faith. Looking at 2 Timothy 4 and 5, I want to say that the footnote to this is a line that says, finding the faith to forge ahead to the finish line. Part of what Paul is sharing in 2 Timothy is the end of the road for his ministry. And Paul is saying, hey, look, I've done this, and I've done this to fulfillment all the way to the very end. I've carried this out through the test of times, and this is what I know. This is what I've done. A lot of people can't say that. But I want to get to the person who's got God pulling at them and pushing them and trying to get them into a particular place, ministry, missional movement type of thing, and you're not sure, you're not certain. And let me give you the briefest version of an interpretation of that I can in plain English. You're not alone. That's plenty of us. And in figuring out what your next move in ministry is, I would say, 1, stay in prayer, and 2, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open, your awareness, your spiritual antenna, keep it open and aware of what's going on around you in this world, what's affecting your heart that God might be putting, into your hands. What's coming to you that's a concern to you, that's causing your compassion to rise up, and that might be what God is calling you to be, not just concerned and compassionate about, but also he might be calling you to do something about that. That might be your cause. That might be the thing that you champion. Who knows? But because in fact, I'm reading Nehemiah right now, and what Nehemiah ended up conquering and championing wasn't even on his agenda until someone else shared some bad news with him. You know what I mean? That's how it comes sometimes, right? So looking at this calling, and I want to say 2026 marks a different time for me because I'm moving into different parts of this ministry calling that I've been called to do. And I've always known I would approach it in a modular, segmented way. But now it's time to shift and transition into another segment with a little more intensity, a little more visibility. And so we've got the ground broken and settled and seated for Life Path Multimedia. That's what we're doing right now. And as I move into Life Path Mobile Ministry, this is something that I knew it was coming, and I knew it was different than just church, than just a church plant. But I didn't know how to identify it. I didn't know how to place it. I didn't know what to call it, whatever. I knew it was unconventional. I knew it was not going to be the same as just like, oh, I'm going to plant a church. It was going to be something beyond that that would be still ministry, but not necessarily a nonprofit. It was all in there. And so now, as I looked at it back in 2019, I was saying this was my prayer, because I had been given what to do, but I hadn't been time to release it, hadn't been time to unleash it and go after it. And so this is what my prayer has been coming into 2026 as well. Father, forgive me for not doing more with all that you have given me. Thank you for another opportunity to fulfill my ministry. Thank you for another opportunity to fulfill my ministry. And what it is entering into this year with humility and submission, ready for service, right? Entering into this year with humility and submission, ready for service. Are you ready to serve the Lord, right? And so bang, went to Ephesians 4 and 5, and hopefully this helps someone get to another place where they can do some things in their ministry and be surprised in their ministry, in their life, whatever their calling may be. You might be opening an orphanage, a sober living facility, a homeschool. You might have mastered homeschooling for yourself and your children, and the Lord may be guiding you to lead other people. And how do you do that homeschool thing and be at peace with yourself and your family, and how can you help others? And so here it goes. This is what Paul was writing to Timothy, 2 Timothy 4 and 5. This is the ESV. He says, as for you, always be sober-minded, endure suffering, do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. 2 Timothy 4 and 5, the English Standard Version. I just want to say there's these three things. Three things. You've got to endure the hard times. Well, why would we say endure the hard times? He's talking about being sober-minded. I already warned you about that. Be aware, be open, and have your antennas out and your receptors and be cognizant of what's going on. Be aware. And with that awareness, understand that hard times are indicative of what you're going to go through. Hard times are indicative of what you're going to be dealing with. Hard times are part of what we're dealing with here, right? Hard times. And they're going to come. And I'm going to say the hard times are going to come before you ever find the easy road. The hard times are going to come before you ever find any success. The hard times are going to come before you find anything that says, well, man, that looked good while you were at it, but endure the hard times. Deal with them. Deal with them and do the thing God called you to do. Get it? Deal with whatever happens to come your way and do the thing God called you to do. That's the safest thing, most biblically sound thing I can say. When people don't do it God's way, you can look in the Bible. It goes all haywire and messed up and all junked up. Moses wasn't supposed to do anything but do what God said, and Moses added to that, with his attitude, and that caused a problem, right? Do it God's way without adding anything to it, right? Without adjusting anything about it, and that's the safest way to have it done securely. So one, you got to endure the hardships and the hard times. Number two, you evangelize everybody everywhere. You don't know who. You don't know who needs to hear it. You just know someone needs to hear it. I was having this debate with someone about launching a ministry in prayer, and the question of who are we going to be praying for came up. And someone said, oh, we should pray for the homeless. Oh, we should pray for the youth. We should pray for, the elderly. We should pray for all kinds of people came up. And what I pushed back on was, why were we trying to target people? Prayer is big enough and broad enough that we could throw it over as a blanket and cover a wide group of people, right? And so why are we trying to target and be so specific with people if we can agree on anything? The people who are talking about the homeless and the people who are talking about the children and the youth, the people who are talking about the elderly, they all are talking about people. And so we can agree people need prayer. So let's start there. Let's pray for people. Let's pray for them, and then we can pray with them, right? Come on. Let's pray for people. Evangelize everybody everywhere. You don't know who needs it. You don't know how bad they need it. You can be saving someone's life. You can be stopping someone from committing suicide. You can be causing someone to make a turnaround right when they were ready to say there is no God. Evangelize everybody everywhere. That's what Spurgeon said. Our main business is to win souls. In the book The Soul Winner, Charles A. Spurgeon. Evangelize everybody everywhere. We're not trying to steal sheep from other churches, the people who've already been evangelized and christened and made part of the fold. We're trying to shake up this world of people who do not know God, who do not have a relationship with God. They may know you and know you as a Christian and say, well, if that's what knowing God's about, I don't know if I want to jump into that right there. But that's an option. So I might get back to you. No. Evangelize everybody everywhere. And when I say evangelize, that doesn't mean you have to Bible thump them and beat them over the head with the Bible. What that means is be in place to provide a Christ-like encounter. How do you provide a Christ-like encounter? Well, maybe you're not going to heal anybody, but maybe you're there to listen to someone who has a prayer request. Maybe you're there holding someone's hands as they're crying about not having any food to eat, but they're so glad that there's a food ministry with a mobile pantry. Maybe you're there for someone and you're just present and you're helping them regain their dignity as a human being and not looked over and not being seen. And thank God you're there for them, that you're just present for them for what they need, to meet their need. Isn't that something? So evangelize everybody everywhere, because you don't know what someone necessarily might be going through or dealing with. You don't know how bad they might need it. You don't know who might need it. And then finally, embody your ministry and your mission. Embody it. Be it. It should consume you. It should take up a lot of space in your life. It should cause you to, evaluate things through a different lens as things appear to happen to you. Listen, 2025, I saw some people pass away that, man, wasn't expecting that, right? Two of which I was involved with them in different stuff as far as, community ministry, and God bless, have had the opportunity to say, yeah, I did that with them, but then we were still talking about doing other things in collaboration. And it just let me see with their passing that also time is so futile. We don't have a guarantee of time. And so if you're going to do it in the name of the Lord, if you're going to do it in his name, do it, as he said, while there is light. Do it while there's light. Do it while there's still time. The time that you've been given is part of the time that you need to be occupying with what are you doing in the name of the Lord. And I'm changing that up in 2026, taking it to a different level in 2026, pushing into a different place with ministry. But I want to encourage you to endure, deal with it, and do it. Deal with it and do it. Deal with the thing that God is placing on your heart and do it as he says. I hope this helps somebody. God be with you. God bless you. Have a blessed new year and continue to strive for the things that make you better and better each day.